Welcome back. We will be talking about organic wine with our guest this evening. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here.
Tell us about your organic winery. I understand that your organic growing practices are much healthier than conventional farming methods.
That's right, Bill. By growing grapes without sprays, I produce the healthiest grapes and use those to make the healthiest wine, free of chemicals that give you headaches.
Many people have switched to organic produce and meats. It seems like we should be asking for healthier wine.
That was my thought as well, when I realized how much more money people will pay for healthier products. Hard to cash point in.
So why aren't all producers doing this?
Big wineries like to spend a lot of money on chemicals to make you sick. I heard they have a deal with the pharmaceutical companies to get you sick, so you will have to buy more drugs.
Now some people might say that sounds a little paranoid. How would you respond to that?
I would tell them to look at the evidence. Next question.
What evidence?
Next question.
All right. Tell me about your growing methods.
The secret nobody wants to tell you is that grapes don't need anything to grow. They like weeds. We don't use any poisonous chemicals in our vineyard. Grapes have been growing without chemicals for thousands of years. As long as we show them love, they will thrive.
Really? That's very interesting. Do you use any fertilizer?
I only use manure from the small animals we raise in a cage in my backyard. I make a tea out of it and spray the vines every week or two.
That doesn't sound very sanitary. Doesn't manure contain all sorts of bacteria and toxins that can get on your grapes?
No, it's natural and permitted by organic regulations. Much healthier than all those harmful chemicals.
How do you keep the vineyard clean from weeds?
I plan to buy a machine, but for now I'm using my neighbor's lawnmower, because I don't want to spend a lot of money.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, fact is I can do it for about 20 minutes every couple days. I got halfway down the first roll last week and a lawnmower started smoking. Then me blade broke. I gave it back to my neighbor, and told him he should have spent a little more and not gotten such a piece of shit. Right pissed off I am. It's been 2 months and he still hasn't got it fixed.
I cannot believe the nerve of some people.
Right now it is being allowed to grow naturally, as Mother Nature intended. The stress will improve the quality of my wine, and give it flavor, much healthier than all those harmful chemicals.
Are there any other diseases or pests you need to worry about?
No, anything on the grapes naturally is what we call terroir.
Terroir?
Yes, the flavors of the earth.
What about the manure?
That's what we call style.
Fascinating.
If I have any mildew or mold problems, I can still use sulfur dust. It is so cheap I buy it by the truckload.
How is that different than the processed sulfur used in conventional farming?
You need 10 times as much, and you have to use a blowpack to shoot it all over that vineyard.
Really? That doesn't sound very healthy. Aren't there a lot of impurities that can cause problems?
No, it's natural and is allowed under organic regulations.
I thought sulfur give people headaches.
No, some people just like to blame their excessive drinking habits and hangovers on sulfur.
Now I have a report from the Wine Institute that says here that the legal limit is 350 parts per million in Canada, which seems like a lot. But we are actually consuming as much as 263 milligrams in a bottle, which is the amount on one dried apricot. I am looking at the wines we had analyzed here and see they all have around a third of that. Except for the organic wines we analyzed that were nearly at the limit.
Yes, but our sulfur is organic, so it is better for you. It's like the difference between good kinds of fat and bad kinds of fat in your diet.
Right. Tell me a little about how you make your wines.
We pick the grapes and put them in garbage cans to ferment our small lots of Pinot Noir. We don't add any harmful chemicals.
So tell me, how is that different from fruit simply spoiling and rotting?
The natural yeasts and bacteria to ferment the grapes to give it more complexity and aromatics. I use my toilet plunger to do my punch downs several times each day. When it is done fermenting, I allow the wine to age naturally, without any preservatives for a year or two.
Don't you need to protect your wine from spoilage?
We use sulfur dioxide gas and bubble it through the wine. By the time we're at the legal limit, we can only hope there is enough free to kill everything that might spoil the wine. I have to wear a protective suit with a breathing apparatus. When I do it, some customers kind of freak out, so I do it when nobody else is around.
So you can use sulfites in organic winemaking? Interesting.
Yes, it's natural and permitted by organic regulations.
How would you respond to people that say you are exploiting the guilt and ears of people who are concerned about their health?
Somebody has got to do it. The customers are there. We just provide a service. People are free to poison themselves with other wine.
That seems reasonable. Maybe a little biased. Some of the viewers might think you are simply fear-mongering, providing a less healthy, perhaps even unhealthy or downright dangerous.
I think this interview is over.
That's great. This has been interesting, as well as educational.
You'll be hearing from my attorney, Jerk. Thanks, Bill. It has been a pleasure.